Hello!
Hey!
So the question is Mexico safe? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And
No.
sometimes it is. Sometimes,
Maybe no.
sometimes it's not.
Depends.
It does depend, yeah. I think we have several answers because there are several things that I would answer people if they were to ask me, is Mexico safe? We'd answer the same way probably if they asked us about the United States, our country of origin. Is the United States safe? I would say yes, no, maybe so. Depends on where you are. And I think it's pretty simple. Well, pretty simple and pretty complicated. What we want to do is share with you guys some of our experiences as a family of 5. We have 3 small children living in Mexico for the past year or so, a little under a year.
We're in Puebla.
We are in Puebla, which is the center of the country. Thank you. And I feel like we're on like a talk show or something. And we are about 2 hours southeast of Mexico City, in the 4th largest city in the country, around 3 million people. So we're just gonna break it down to some tips, and we're gonna share with you some tips of
whether you're living here, whether you're traveling here, right? These tips should work for anybody who is coming. We feel like they're great tips for being safe.
Yeah. So let's jump into it. Tip number 1, Mika's gonna share with you.
1. Ask locals. We have found that we don't know a lot about Mexico. Before we moved down here, we tried to contact people who lived here, and now that we are here, we still ask locals all the time. Would you do this? Do you feel like this is safe? We have children. What do you recommend? For transportation, and if you don't know anyone who lives in Mexico, just ask the hotel you're going to book at, or the Airbnb, or wherever you are. Ask. And the doorman, there's people who are there who know the area that you'll be able to interact with. Ask questions, be smart, and if you follow their advice, I feel like overall you'll be good. Yeah,
they have a vested interest in telling you the truth. It's their business. But besides that, people overall in general around the world, they're wonderful people.
And here in Mexico, they really are loving and super, super wonderful people. So ask.
Yeah, exactly. Just ask. Ask the locals. Okay. Yep. So let's go with tip number 2. I'll share it with you. I would say one of the things that we've implemented here in Mexico, we do have 3 small children, and we love to explore Mexico. We have a car, but
that's great.
Road
trips are so fun.
We love road tripping. But one of our kind of rules of thumb, do I pluralize that? I think I do.
Yeah. Is
that we don't drive between cities, long distances, or states at nighttime. We don't do nighttime travel. We keep it to the daytime, and that's pretty much it. Except within our local community.
Yeah.
Like, we'll go out for tacos or to a restaurant, just because it's here close to the house kind of thing. But we don't travel.
Not exploring new places.
Yeah, exactly. Unfamiliar places,
there
right?
There we go. Yeah. Okay, here, tip number 3. Another one that really is just for children. I would recommend this tip anywhere in the world, but I learned it down here and I love it. If I'm not holding the kids in my hands, the hands of my children, I make sure they're in front of me. I feel like often.
All 3 of them.
No, their hands. I have their hands. I feel like often when we're like, hurry, come follow me, our kids are trailing us in the grocery store, wherever we are. But I don't do that. I keep them in front of me, or I hold on to them. And that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Tip number 4.
Yeah, just be safe. Street smarts. Okay. Number 4. We have personally not had an issue with this, but I learned this tip a long time ago, and we implement it here as well. And that is keeping a copy of your ID. In most of our cases, if we're foreigners in Mexico, that'll be a copy of our passport. Yeah. And that's what you have with you when you're out and about. So that way, if you ever do have to present your ID, you're not giving them your prized passport, but you're giving them a copy of it for whatever purposes that might be. And so if anything happens to it, or if you lose it, well, there you go. Yeah. You just lost a copy. You didn't lose your original, and don't have to go to the embassy kind of thing. So just be smart.
Then you're not feeling so stressed out if someone takes it for some reason, right?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Cool. Number 5, there are lots and lots of pedestrians here in Puebla and in Mexico City and Veracruz and places we've explored, but the drivers rule. So you better watch your back, pedestrians, because sometimes they don't follow the rules, and they're really but really, even if you think that it's safe to cross,
look both ways, and then look both ways again, and then right when you're stepping in the street, look both ways again,
and then run. No, don't.
And then run
in your heels, in your stilettos. These women are amazing. How quickly they get across.
Yeah, Mexicanas.
But just be very vigilant as a pedestrian.
Yes,
cool.
Very much so. Okay, number 6. Tip number 6. Whether you're gonna live in Mexico full time, or if you're living here for an extended amount of time, or just visiting, there are plenty of absolutely gorgeous areas within and without cities, and then there's a lot of security, which I don't think I really thought of much before we moved down here full time. What do I mean by that? So we rent a house. We don't own a house here in Mexico, although that's a topic for another day. We rent in a secure area that's kind of like a gated community. We have 24-hour security guards. Not only do they stay at the front of the what would you call it? Fraccionamiento neighborhood. In Spanish, it's called fraccionamiento, which is just kind of like gated community. But they also patrol within the gated community, and they're just really friendly, nice, and we feel super safe and secure. Our kids they go outside and play in the front of the house because it is gated, and they have friends here in the neighborhood as well. So Mexico has very safe places, and the fraccionamientos, these gated communities, are pretty common throughout Mexico, and they can range from price-wise from fairly economical to something we could never afford.
Schmancy.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Let's like wrap up the whole thing with just the idea of just don't come in being afraid. Just be smart and enjoy it and have fun.
Absolutely. Mexico is a gorgeous country. There's a lot that's happening here that's really exciting. It's beautiful in the cities, and it's beautiful, even more beautiful in my opinion, outside the cities.
We love the countryside.
Yeah, we really like it. Don't psych yourselves out because you're not a native Spanish speaker or because you didn't grow up in Mexico. Neither did we. And I think sometimes we have a tendency of kind of putting on ourselves extra mental stress, and we might even sometimes imagine things that aren't really there. Like we imagine it being unsafe in certain areas when in reality it's just different. They're speaking another language that we learned as a second or third language. And so don't overburden yourself by psyching yourself out, kind of thing. That would be my overall advice. Enjoy Mexico. It has a lot to offer. So come and visit us.
Come live here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, bye.